D'Antoni era is over. First question is, are you buying this was a total resignation? He totally checked out, or did he resign under pressure from management, from Carmelo? Was this totally his call?
Well, the answer is two-part. Number one, of course I'm not buying it. But number two, I don't care. Well, however you left is however you left. It means absolutely nothing to me. It's unfortunate that he lost his job. You never wish that upon anybody. But at the same time, when you look at the roster, when you look at the fact that you've got a front line that's worth approximately $23 million, and you're 6 games under 500 on the outside of the playoffs looking in, which is absolutely as abysmal as it gets, then the outcome is predictable. And do we really care how he's going? The fact is that it was appropriate that he is going, and he's not the only one that may need to go before the season is over.
Care to throw out some more names along those lines?
No, I'm done looking at the players. Guys got to get it done. Carmelo Anthony has got to step up. He's got to get it done. Amari Stoudemire has got to get up. He's got to get it done. Jeremy Lin, Mr. D-League himself, that took the world by storm with Linsanity. Linsanity clearly is over. Now you've got to show that you belong on an NBA roster. Other guys like J.R. Smith and others have to step up and get the job done. The New York Knicks have no business being any amount of games under 500 with this roster. It is inexcusable. It is embarrassing. And tonight was a nice thing to do, win in a blowout fashion, but it was against a dysfunctional Portland Trailblazers squad. We'll see what they do down the line against the Indianas, Philadelphias, Miami, Chicago's of the world.
A lot has been made of the Knicks' schedule during that great run with Linsanity, if you will, was against subpar teams. Of course, this recent spurt, losing 6 in a row, was against a tougher schedule. But you mentioned Carmelo's name first, and people want to know this. How much of this, D'Antoni leaving, how much of this is on Carmelo specifically?
It's on Carmelo from the standpoint that you didn't play up to the caliber of play that you're capable of. Carmelo Anthony is a star in this league. He is an offensive juggernaut. He's a career 24.7 point per game scorer, shooting 45% from the field. Now, obviously, he hasn't played up to his standards, which he would openly admit. Did Mike D'Antoni's system have something to do with that? Absolutely. But at the same time, we can't throw all of it on Mike D'Antoni's shoulders. Carmelo Anthony is not a rookie. Carmelo Anthony is a veteran, and more importantly than that, if we're going to look at LeBron James, 2 NBA Finals appearances, several appearances in the Eastern Conference Finals, and we're going to call him out for not having the title. Last time I checked, he was drafted the same year Carmelo Anthony was. Number 1 overall, Carmelo Anthony was number 3 overall. You've been beyond the first round once in your career. I'm sorry. I love Carmelo Anthony in this game, and I'm happy to have him in New York, but he has got to step up and get it done. It is that simple.
All right, let's spin it forward now. Mike Woodson. Good guy, quality NBA guy, had some success in Atlanta as a head coach, took the Hawks, non-playoff team to the playoffs 3 straight years. But can we agree, first of all, he's not going to be the guy next year?
Well, we don't know that definitively.
Do you think there's a chance?
We're dealing with Dolan here. If you are able to produce and get the Knicks beyond the first round, have them looking competitive and respectable. Excuse me, you don't have to go out and get Phil Jackson and pay him $10 to $12 million or whatever. You can get Mike Woodson for considerably cheaper than that. Clearly, you're going to do what you got to do to give him a chance. You got to remember, Pat Riley left years ago. Don Nelson was brought in. All of a sudden, Don Nelson leaves in the middle of the season, and the next thing you know, Jeff Van Gundy is the coach. So the New York Knicks have a history of giving somebody that's a relative unknown or somebody who wasn't considered a marquee name an opportunity. But also, I don't want to hear this nonsense about Phil Jackson's not interested. Of course, he's not interested right now.
Right.
It's March. Well, let's see how he feels in July if the New York Knicks are losing and they've got $12 million a year on the table.
So are you saying
that
the Knicks won't put out any feelers to Phil or anybody else until they see how Woodson does down the
I think they're going to give an opportunity to see how Woodson is going to do, but at the same time, again, you don't have to. It's not like Phil is anywhere else. He's retired, basically. It's not like he's threatening to go somewhere else. He's coached in Chicago. He's coached in L.A. He's not interested in going to Sacramento or Utah or someplace like that. He's interested in being in New York or no place at all. So they can sit back and chill and see what Mike Woodson has to do. And then if that doesn't work out, you can throw a boatload of cash at him. Or dare I say, a miracle could happen and you can look and revisit the Jeff Van Gundy situation part 2. You never know.
Really?
Now, anything's possible with Dolan. He's very unpredictable. He's a billionaire, and he doesn't believe in going through with conventional wisdom, and he clearly does not give 2 cents about what anybody thinks. He does what he wants to do.
Which Van Gundy? Because Stan might be available soon.
Stan Van Gundy, whatever. I'd love him in New York, but it won't happen.
We love those guys on TV, too. Our thanks to Stephen A. Smith. Much more coverage of the Knickerbockers.